What's poppin', homies? And welcome to a new episode, a new day, a new world of Stav's True Plan. The podcast where we don't only eat with our mouths, we eat with our brains too. It's important to fuel the beautiful consciousness that we have, the only one that we have. I hope you guys are enjoying the setup. I hope you guys are enjoying Nico. I hope you guys are enjoying... What else would you enjoy if you didn't enjoy the brand new coffee table book of the week? This week's coffee table book is, oh my God, it's so bright that you can't even see it. Oh my God. What in the... It's like, what it... What the fuck is... The book is, if you can't really see it, it's A Monk's Guide to a Clean House and Mind by, I can't pronounce, I'm going to try my hardest to pronounce his name, Shukei Matsumoto. And this book is a really important addition to my collection. It's really important to my collection. The book says right here, in Buddhist tradition, true enlightenment is only possible when your home is spick and span. But did you know you can only exist when your mind is spick and span? Now, this is the segue into our topic today. Maybe not the perfect segue, maybe not the smoothest, but we're gonna rock with it. As you may know, it looks like I'm looking down frequently. My monitor is right there, so I want to make sure that everything's good, so I'll periodically check it throughout the episode and see what's going on, and making sure it's still recording. Because fun fact, I recorded an entire nearly 30-minute episode and my phone stopped recording in the middle, so I'm trying my hardest to make sure it's continuing, and it looks like we're good. So we're gonna get right into this one. And this one is highly anticipated on my part because it's the thing I preach most in life, in every single day that I live in this earth. I always preach to be yourself's best friend. Now, I see it a lot of the time, and I spoke in the last episode about this as well. I spoke about mistakes and how we can be to ourselves. We can scrutinize ourselves, and we're so evil to ourselves, and how that we're always stuck with each other. So, and I mentioned that these two topics can coincide because depending on the relationship you have with yourself is how you're going to be treating yourself once a mistake happens. So, I digress. I believe that there is a philosophical debate about mind and body. Is mind and body separate? Is mind and body united? Let me tell you the truth. What I think makes the most sense to me and what allows me to live in my life is that I truly believe that mind and body are two separate things, two separate beings, that when you come to that understanding, you can work in unison and unity with yourself. You think about it all the time. Maybe you put on a fit, your physical body. You put on a fit, right? And then you go to the mirror, and then your mind says, "Ooh, you really gonna leave wearing that?" I see it all the time. You need to build a proper relationship with yourself. Let me tell you. What I do in my daily life to garner that relationship is, and this goes to the first post that I have ever made on Instagram. I don't remember what I've wrote exactly. I don't remember exactly what I've written, but maybe, hold on, I'm gonna find it. Give me a second. Okay, yeah. So I always preach in my life. I'm always a big relationship guru, And a lot of people are stuck searching for that next person to hug, that next person to love, which I'm going to make that another episode too. But the number one thing that you need to hug and the number one thing you need to love is yourself. I can't stress that enough. If you truly believe that your mind and body are separate, you can treat yourself with the utmost respect in your life. And that's the most that you deserve with yourself. You will always be with yourself. No matter if you're in complete silence or in a room full of others, you are truly at your own mercy. You will sit there, berate yourself. You will sit there and abuse yourself. If someone were to speak to you in that manner, like I know some of you speak to yourselves right now, you wouldn't take that shit. But I know that constantly you allow it to happen to yourself. You are to love yourself. You are to come to terms of who you are. I always say that the biggest thing is once you separate mind and body, and you can do this easily by actually having a conversation with yourself. That might sound bullshit crazy, right, Nico? I haven't spoken to any of them yet because this is not their topics. They'll come into play later, don't you worry, in the future. They're just here to observe and learn. But Nico, he understands. I always say that if you conversate with yourself, that allows you to establish a relationship with yourself. Why not ask the same questions as you were to ask a potential mate to yourself? Like, not exactly those questions, but let's say there was this book that I have. It is called I have my bookshelf over there. I'm trying to find it. I don't see it. Where did it go? Oh, A Handbook for New Stoics. It's about trying to implement Stoic philosophy into your life. And they explain a lot about the difference between sympathy and empathy, and how one is trying to comfort somebody by just saying, I know, I understand. And one is, I know, I understand. I've been through this too. I don't remember what. I think empathy is that of, I know, I've been there too. And sympathy is like, I've been there. No, sympathy is, I know, I understand. Sometimes in your life, you need to give yourself that understanding. You need, and the exercise in that book, like I can only recommend that book 1,000 times, because it teaches you to write down. Let's say something's going on in your life and you have no one to go to. You always have someone to go to if you're on this earth, and that's yourself. You should always depend on yourself. And I know a lot of the time, a lot of people depend on themselves to berate themselves. No. You are not your abuser. You are your caretaker. You are your savior. So instead of talking shit to yourself, you could say, hey, like example for me to me, if I'm going through something, you could write or type something down, literally talking to yourself, being like, hey, Stav, I know what you're going through right now is a lot, but I know that you're really strong and I know that you can get through this. And coming from yourself, that is the greatest uplifting feeling ever, because other people are other people. You don't know their intentions. Above all else, your intentions for yourself are the most pure. You should always have your best interest in mind. So when you hear the great things you have to say for yourself, all you can feel is uplifting spirits. All you can feel is the beauty of an embrace. Maybe when you can't get it from other people, you can sure as hell always expect it from yourself. You always deserve that. I see it too much, and mental health is really important to me, and especially nowadays. In the world that we live in, mental health is king. Mental health trumps all. Mental health is everything. So it should be only in your best interest to develop the most beautiful relationship you can with yourself before you include others. That's a different story, by the way. But the most important thing is to fall in love with yourself. Not only gain that understanding like I know you should have with yourself, you should fall in love with yourself. You deserve nothing less. You deserve the greatest, and you should want your absolute own best interest in mind, just like a soulmate would. I see it too much. Sometimes you need to give yourself a hug. You're so hard on yourself. There should be always a loving and comforting embrace when you are alone. It's always amazing to be alone, but it's not good to be lonely. But in this world, if you have established a good relationship with yourself, you'll never be lonely, even when you're alone. That's the most important thing. And I used to struggle with it a lot, but that was such a long time ago, because I started to realize in my experiences in my life that you are so stuck with yourself. You are so stuck with yourself, not even in like an arranged marriage kind of deal. You are so stuck with yourself. You're stuck with yourself until you die, and even then you're stuck with yourself. Damn. Yes, that's true. Hold on. OMG. Somebody wants to tell me more. Oh. Oh my God. Toasty? Toasty has something to say. Tell me, Toasty. How rude of me. Go on, Toasty. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. You're right. Yeah. I mean, I said that earlier. Like when I said that, like, you should always expect the best from yourself, is that, because people in life can abuse you, and people in life can talk shit to you, and people can always be so evil to them. People be so evil to others, but people can be, those people who are evil to others are also very evil to themselves. They're doing themselves a disservice, bringing other people down. But what they don't know is anyone who listens to this podcast has gained that understanding that the relationship you have with yourself is the ultimate relationship, is the true relationship. You can't just divorce yourself. You can't just do that, Toasty. Yeah, that damn right, Toasty. He knows what he's talking about. I'm so happy that he's decided to share his insights. What a smarty pants he is. So proud of him. I really am so proud of him. He learned it. And so are you. You are learning more and more. If you are tuning in every episode, you have learned so much about yourself. And you should pat yourself on the back for that. It's not bad to give yourself credit sometimes. It's really important to, because you go through so much in your life. You do a lot of work. You bust your ass. Damn right. More than anyone else could know. You deal with shit that no one does. Because you are uniquely you, and your problems are unique. Maybe some aspects are similar. Maybe an individual problem is same. But when you take your problem soup, alphabet soup problem wise, everyone's tastes a little different. But I'll tell you the absolute truth. You can find comfort and solace in knowing that the quantity of soup you have is very similar to your peers and who's around you. You might have it bad. Someone else has it bad. Everyone else has it bad. There will always be someone who has it worse, even if you're on the brink of death. There will always be someone who has it better, even if you're a quadrillion gajillionaire. There's always someone on either side of the spectrum. But that will never discount what you are going through. And you need to tell yourself sometimes, you need that exercise. You need to sit there and do yourself that favor of falling in love with yourself again And if you've never had that feeling before, you better get off that Tinder, because what you find on Tinder won't fill those empty holes you got with yourself. You got hella baggage, and I'm not talking about others. I'm talking about yourself. You got baggage, and ain't nothing. Look, there is never anything wrong with that, but I think there's always something wrong with understanding that and not doing anything about it. This might sound crazy. I love myself. I adore myself. How could I not? I'm me. I'm me. I love me. I'm great. I'm not gloating or anything. That's just how everyone should feel about themselves. You're you. There's like a really low chance. I don't know the math. There's like a very extremely low percentage chance that you're even here to begin with. That's kind of special, I think. Even if there's 7 billion plus people on Earth, it doesn't matter. The odds are in your favor, girl. Take care of yourself. That is the most important gift that you can give yourself. Never cut yourself short. And call back to the last episode. If you make a mistake, what you need most is yourself. Because when you make a mistake, from the last episode, now we can talk about mistakes and loving yourself and being your own. Like, what will happen if you make a mistake, if you have that understanding with yourself or not? There's wildly different. If you make a mistake and you hate yourself, if you make a mistake and you berate yourself, usually, you will abuse, and I mean abuse yourself. You'll be like, you stupid fucking bitch. You talking to yourself like that and stuff. And then a lot of people will go to extreme physical measures. No, never. Never. You would never do that to someone else. Never. You are so kind to others. You would never do that to anybody else, but you do it to yourself. And I think that is the predictable irrationality of the human condition, is that we know that it might be damaging, but we'll go straight to it every time. I hope you like take from how I feel about myself and try to work on it. I can only stress that enough, because the truth of life, you lose it in the cycle. You lose it in the day to day, when the days turn to weeks and the weeks turn to months and the months turn to years and the years turn to centuries and centuries turn to you're fucked, you're done. The world is a game where you do missions, and missions are lessons. But you don't get to respond, as far as we know. You don't get to respond. You don't get to come back. We don't know. We're not even all that certain that anything happens after you pass on. People believe in different things. But in terms of like the umbrella term over everybody, we don't have that guarantee. Never bank on that guarantee. Never bank on that thought that maybe there's something after. Never know. There may or may not, whether or not that may be true. You are free to believe in what you want, but you don't have that guarantee. So your life is not to be wasted. It's hard to be effective on the dot every day. But I think the realization is that where you need to live your life less like this and more in a timeline linearly, that is the best gift that you can give yourself. Because then your actions will be more effective. You know, I like anime, as you can tell over there. I got the Dragon Balls. You can't see them, but they're there. I don't remember what anime it was, but it's like with every punch you make if you have the intent to kill every time, your punches are going to hit really hard. And that is just in life. that if you every day punch really hard, try your hardest to make each day different, or try your hardest each day to break out of your habits and maybe make some new ones that are worth more. You know, the relationship with yourself is not only in the non-tangible world, it's every bit so in the tangible world. Learn to take care of yourself physically. You know, go on walks, delve yourself more into what you enjoy. And if you're really unhappy right now, I think that a therapist is helpful, but I think what would be even more helpful is if you break that mind body barrier and you create those two beings within yourself and you start reflecting. And once you start reflecting and you treat yourself how you treat others, and if you treat others with respect, and when you start talking to yourself, you might start crying. You just might start crying because there is a lot that you need to catch up on. Just like a long lost friend, just like someone you feel like you've known for your whole life, but you've missed out on. You're going to start crying. You're going to start feeling sad, but you're also going to cry tears of joy because you're going to start seeing what you've missed out on. Because of how aware of my own condition in my own life, like my own human condition, I have made strides that not even 3/4, not even like 6/8 of my generation can say. They might be going on, searching for that bag. They might be in college taking care of themselves. But every day it looks a little like this. And why is that? It's because the way you live is sort of, if you play games, such as of the NPC, the non-player character, the one that has no development. You take that bag, go to college. I go to college myself. But you need that development. You need that growth. And the growth that you need the most is that of your own. Is that of the relationship that you have with yourself. I really can't stress this enough. And I will say the same shit over and over again until I've really maybe had that punch where you feel it. Maybe where I've had that punch and you start stumbling and you look at life just a little differently. I get that not many people get to have the pleasure of the struggle that I've had. I am so happy. I have had 5 surgeries in my lifetime. 4 of those on both of my legs and 1 on my shoulder. I used to have a deformity where I couldn't walk without feeling any pain. I would have to sit in sports. Like I used to love soccer. I'm Greek. I love soccer. Okay, soccer's dope. But every time from practice, every time from a game, my legs would be throbbing with pain. And only recently, about 3-4 years ago, around this time, I think, I had my legs fixed. I've been through a lot with those surgeries. I have been in moments where no one has to experience. My surgery, as far as I know, was experimental. And here I am living today. I have seen some shit. I have felt some pain. And I'm not sitting here to project. I'm not sitting here to be like, I've had it worse than you. I know many people who have had it worse than me. But I say that I'm privileged to have experienced that trauma because I see the world in such a different way than I see it in a different filter, in a different color, in a different taste, in a different way to hear. I see it all differently because I know the absolute true condition of life. I know it. I'm not going to say I know it all. And even from the last moment till I die, I won't know it all. But I know a lot more than my peers. And I know that a lot of people are living ineffectively. And this is why I want to do this podcast. This is why I want this to be my life. I have been given the gift of wisdom because of the shit that I have been through. And I want to spread that without you having to go through the same pains that I have. Sitting on my front steps in the rain to have fire department come and pick me up because I just had surgery on my one leg and my other leg was still healing, and my mom and my grandma couldn't pick me up the stairs. So I was sitting there getting drenched by rain to have 2 firemen pick me up the stairs into my own fucking house. I've been there. I know it. How can I afford to waste my life if I've experienced that? Are you joking me? And that's why I want the best for you. And that's why I want the world for you. And you, not only that, but you deserve the world for yourself, and you should want that for yourself. I might want that for you, but it's not going to do anything if you don't want that for yourself. So split into those 2 personalities. Split into your mind and body. Separate them and love them. Love each other. Just like in preschool when there's 2 kids fighting and the teacher's like, make up. I want you to make up. I want you to kiss and make up. And hug yourself every once in a while. It feels kind of good. I got a girl. I don't got to. I do it because I love me. Adore me. I adore me. And you should give yourself that courtesy. That has been an episode of Stav's True Plan. I'm sorry to get a little emotional. I think this comes from a place of raw emotion that I've never thought that I would share. And I didn't anticipate talking about this. But that's how much it means to me to build that connection with yourself, because you are so stuck with yourself and you need to fix that relationship. Fuck any other relationship in your life. The most important one is the one you got with yourself. Ain't that right, Nico? I'm sorry, you fell over? Nico agrees. Anyway, this has been the episode of Stav's True Plan, and I hope that you've enjoyed this one. I love talking about stuff like this because I know that it could make an impact on somebody who really needs it, and that's what I need. So, ta-ta. Wait for the next episode or whatever. Wait, hold on. My bad. Okay. Yeah. He just says bye-bye. That was Nico talking for y'all motherfuckers who are on Spotify. Watch me.